This is Dance Dish, where the dance ends and the dish begins. Today we're joined by Troy Burgess, Nathan Prevost, and Aaron Cash. And Aaron, I think you have a Paula Abdul story?
Oh, I got a few Paula Abdul stories.
All
Love
right.
me some Paula Abdul.
Let's
Absolutely.
get comfy.
Yeah, straight up now. So, like these gentlemen, we've worked with Paula several times. First time I met her was on the American Music Awards, where she had that incredible number. There was like, I don't know how many guys. It was like 20.
We were like 16 guys up there.
Yeah, 16 guys. It was, I think it was 89 or 90, or 90 American Music Awards. She creates this amazing number with just men. And that audition for that, I actually crashed that because it was the same time they were going to do the Academy Awards after that. So she had this massive audition. She was going to cast all these people. And my girlfriend at the time went to the audition. I crashed the audition. I came to pick her up and I was dressed in some ridiculous outfit. I had on like some woolen pants that were flared. I looked like, you know, I look like Alexander Not Good Enough, you know, from Witness. I look like an Amish farmer. So I remember they were asking people to improvise. And so I was like, I got, again, filled with the moment. And I went and I did this knee slide in the middle of the floor when no one was like brave enough to get in there. I did this knee tour down, up, just started busting out. And she was like, who's that? So long story short, I get hired. Cut to the job, have an amazing time with her on the job. I was supposed to do Under the Sea with you, but I was also contracted to Cher, and Cher went out on the road earlier, so I couldn't do the job because it clashed with Cher's tour. So cut to 20-something, maybe 30 years later, I get hired as a judge on So You Think You Can Dance in Australia. I'm one of the judges on that. I don't know who the other judge is. I turn up on the upfront, you know what it's like, the launch of all the shows for the network for the next year.
Big red carpet.
Oh, it's a big deal. There's four of us. Jason Gilkison, Shannon Holtzapfel, another great Australian dancer, same with Jason. Jason is the artistic director for Strictly Come Dancing, and then Paula Abdul. And I'm like, holy shit, we're like judging together. So we get there, and she gets up and she's doing this big speech to everyone. Oh, it's so great to be in Australia. I love you all here, the koalas, and you know.
I love Aaron's Paula impersonation.
Sorry, Paula.
Always been great.
But I love this woman because, honestly, up until then, I've had a pretty, okay, you know, Cher, Twyla Tharp, Baryshnikov, original tap dog. But in my country, never really ever been given any kind of like, yeah, you know, it's always pushed to the side sort of thing. So finally I get, okay, realize I'm a judge. She gets up there and for about 15 minutes, she sings my praises. She goes, this man is such an incredible dancer. You don't understand. You know, I have such respect for him and you're so lucky, you know, to have him in this country and as a judge on this. And I'm like, my mouth drops. This woman who is Paula Abdul, who is this icon, you know, in dance, and she's so gracious to me. And this is Paula for me, really, in a nutshell. And I was so honored in that night. And for me, it was like a sea change in my career. And she really, in my country, sort of changed the way people treat me and look at me. And I owe her a lot, you know. And then so the flips of that is when we finish the season, we get to the finale. They've done this tribute piece for her, honoring Paula Abdul, all she's done. She's supposed to be a part of it. They're going to do this final lift. So it comes to the day of the finale. Now it's all live TV, okay? And it's like a 7-minute chunk of live TV that they're dedicating to Paula Abdul. There's been a lot of pre-records. They have the original Tap Dogs on that we shot earlier. That's great. That's all in the can. No, so she gets to rehearsal like 7 a.m. that day, and apparently it's like the biggest pile of dog shit. And I'm in bed, I'm like thinking, oh great, blissful day, I'll get picked up, roll into work, bit of craft service, bit of makeup, put the tux on. Oh yeah, fantastic work. No, 7 a.m. You need to get your ass down here now. I don't know what the hell they're doing, what they're thinking, what are these Australians on? Like this, I'm like, what's going on? She's like, it's bloody awful. Well, she didn't say bloody, but you know, something along those lines. So I rock up, I get down there, shower, get down as quick as I can, and I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's a dog's breakfast. You know, and she's like, I can't be associated with this. I'm like, no, you can't. So I'm like, oh. So then there's this massive, like, sort of furor between the producers. Now, Australians are different to Americans. Americans about get the show on the road. Okay, we'll placate them. Let's just get the show done, get it in the can, done. Australians are like, oh, fuck her. You know, it doesn't matter if there's 7 minutes of live air, that's got to go. They're like, oh, temper channel, well, fuck you, fine, go off, go do your own thing. I'm like, okay, so I'm then middleman between the producers and Paula. And she has every right. She's so in the right on this, you know, and they're treating her like crap. And I'm just like, okay, we've got to get this on. I'm like 7 minutes of dead air, what are we going to do? So I'm going back and forth. I'm trying to salvage the number, but there's really not much salvaging it. So I'm like, right, we come up with this idea. You're not in the end part of it, okay? We'll have one of the dancers, they'll put you in like, it's a tribute to you. You have no idea about it. It's just like, you know,
Surprise.
It's a surprise. It's like an homage to Paula Abdul. She's like, oh, that could work. Then you have nothing to do with it. It's like a Teflon, like this. Right. She's like, oh, we can live with that. But I laugh because the whole time, like, I'm the one with the stress. She's in her dressing room, like eating M&Ms and just sort of like, you know, with her iPad looking at the news or whatever. And the same with the producers. The producers are in there doing their sort of thing. I'm the one that's going getting eaten up. Everyone else, so we get to the final part and we're supposed to do our last sort of piece as judges. I haven't written anything. All the other judges have written, oh, they've got all this stuff, all this. I'm like, well, that's all right, let's pull that out of my ass. Turned out to be brilliant. I will just say that. I think I said something like St. Augustine said once, and I'm paraphrasing. Oh man, learn how to dance, or else the angels will not know what to do with you. And I left them with that, and I leave you with that. That's my little homage to Paula Abdul. To Paula. Yeah.
Paula. All right, and to Dance Dish.
Dance Dish.
Work it, yes.
Dance Dish.
Work it, yes.
5, 6, 7, 8.